Welcome, folks. This is Tom O'Brien of TFNN. We go 5 days a week. We go 9 hours a day. We go 24 hours a day on the internet at TFNN.com. Always remember, folks, whatever you think about, you bring about. Whatever you focus on grows. Hope everyone's having a great day, safe day. Let's make it a great week, folks. Let's take a look at, this is not for agreement, but this is a great saying. Stop waiting for Friday, for summer, for someone to fall in love with, for life. Happiness is achieved when you stop waiting for it and make the most of the moment you're in now. Yesterday's gone. Tomorrow's not here. What are you doing right now? Market-wise, let's take a look at it out here. We had the Dow Industrials up 134, NASDAQ up 43, S&P's up 13, gold contract down $9.90, trading at $1,284 an ounce. Silver flat at $19.78 an ounce. Platinum up $6 at $1,417 an ounce. Copper down a penny at $3.02 a pound. Light sweet crude off 17 cents, trading at $101.50 a barrel. Bonds, the 10-year flat at 123.17. 30-year down 10 ticks at 133.07. King dollar off 80 ticks at 80.25. The euro up 26 at 137. And the yen up 38, trading at 103.25. Our phone number is 877-927-6648. Give us a call, folks. Want to know what's going on in your world. In the world of the S&Ps, let's take a look at them. What do you have? Bottom line, folks, you got cash-wise up to 1875.18. You closed at 18.72. Bottom line, the S&P can get into this high once again. That's 1863.57. We're 1883.57. We're basically right next to it. Yeah, 10 bucks. If we take a look at the SPY, we've topped out. That's the bottom. Well, we'll see how this shakes out, but my take is that we've definitely topped out. But I'll show you inside the NASDAQ and the NDX 100, that thing is done. SPY, what does the SPY do today? The SPY does 90 million shares versus 163 million, which it was going into on the 21st, versus 155 million, which is going into from March 13th. We take a look at the Dow Industrials. What you have with the Dow is this. Dow Industrials up 134 points. We are at 16,457. You have the high from December 31st is the 588, which is 130 points higher, which is really, the Dow can do it. We've seen the Dow, how he can get, the contraction was the deepest, but guess what? It can get up there. We'll see whether it tags the last high, which was generated on the 7th, which is 16,505. Now, NASDAQ can't get moving. The NASDAQ, folks, is a monster ABC structure on the way down. Still in place, by the way. The composite out here today, up 43 bucks. That's nothing, though, because why? We've been down from the price point of 43.71. You're at 41.83 right now. If you take a look at the NDX 100, nice ABC structure in the way down. Failed on price, failed on volume once again. The NDX got to, the QQQ got to $88.26. She closed at 87.67. She did 31 million shares. The 31 million shares was going against 64 million, and she couldn't even handle what she did on Friday, which she did 39 million on Friday. She got to 88.01, closed underneath it. This is a large ABC structure on the way down. You have two different price points here. Your first price point is the February 5th swing low. That's 83.39. Your second one is the November 7th swing low, 81.03. Both of those high volume lows, they're going to go, the market's going to go after those. Now, gold market. Let's take a look at gold. Gold's not done going down yet. We have the gold market right now down 990 today, 1283. Now, 1255 first off is game. We did GCM. One second. GCM4. So what we did out here today, you did 125,000 contracts. You closed at 1284. 1255 is game here. And the way this is trading right now, I suspect it's going to probably get actually below that, too. We'll see how this shakes out, but I do expect that's what we're going to see. We go take a look at the GLD, and you'll see the expansion in volume inside the GLD. What the GLD did out here today is 12 million shares. Huge expansion of volume. Bottom line, the GLD is set up, and that's what it looks like most of these equities are actually set up to do. And that is to go down to the highs of the December downdraft. The GLD got down to 114 in December. The high of that month was 120.5.77. I suspect that's exactly where we're moving down to. We take a look at the 10-year. What we have with the 10-year is this. 10-year rejected lower price today. Did it on lighter volume. These bonds are going topside. These are the ever-ready batteries, bottom line. Pretty amazing, too. So the benchmark that we're talking about in the 10-year is 124.06. No, 123.05. Sorry about that. 123.05. So we got to 123.04 today. We did 1.2 million contracts versus 1.7, which was generated on March 19th. You had a rejection of lower price on dramatically lighter volume. 10-year going topside once again. It's going to go for this 125.06. It looks to me that this is going to be a 131 10-year. The 30-year is strong like bull. 30-year is just amazing, actually. The 30-year, when it came down on the 19th of March, it didn't even get to a swing point. The 30-year right now pulled back, had lighter volume, 320,000 contracts. The 320 was going against 440, rejected lower price. It's right at the top of its range. This S&P is going to get sold off in a big way, and the bonds are the ones that are screaming, folks, that it's going to get sold off. King dollar. What do we have a king dollar? Let's see. And king dollar hasn't even moved yet, and gold still gets croaked. So king dollar out here today, she got to a price point of 80.57. She did 21,000 contracts, and what that did do is go into the last swing point, which had 28,000. She didn't hold price. She's building cause. She's building cause to get up into this 81.60 area. 877-927-6648. Give us a call, folks. Want to know what's going on in your world. Let's go to Dave in Clearwater. Hey, Dave, what's going on?
Hey, Tom, how we doing, buddy?
I'm doing great, man. You having a good day out there?
Yes, sir, I am. Yes, sir, I am. I'll tell you, Tom, the more this market consolidates, or as our friends from IBD would say, the more it bases, the more it's screaming it wants to go south of the bonds. You know, you would think the bonds would be tanking, and they're not.
Exactly. Everything, folks. If you're well, what happened intraday out here, by the way, too, at 10 o'clock when we got this expansion up in the S&P, Janet Yellen basically had a speech, and she was saying, let me get the exact quote, because the exact quote was, let's see, Federal Reserve Janet Yellen, let's see, easing investors' concern that interest rates may rise earlier than previously forecast, said the world's biggest economy will need Fed stimulus for some time to come. Now, even with that, folks, guess what? The NASDAQ couldn't hold price. The S&P did, but the NASDAQ couldn't, which is just telling you that, hey,
Well, to me, it indicates the fact that they're not really buying what she has to say, because the fact is, we know QE, the tapering is continuing on, right? So why aren't bonds tanking? The market's consolidating. They're going slightly north on the S&P here for the last several weeks.
Sure.
You would think the bonds would be absolutely tanking if there was, conviction that the market was going to go higher.
Yep.
Federal Reserve is pulling out of the bond purchasing program side of the equation, so the fact that it's not tells me, or at least says to me, right, that one, the market's not buying what Janet Yellen has to say. Two, if the economy continues to grow at its rate, I mean, it's not lighting the world on fire, but it's continuing to grow. If that's the case, then they're saying that the interest rates are going to go higher sooner rather than later. Maybe not any time this year, but I don't think the market's really buying what she has to say.
Yeah, there's no doubt. Well, there's two different ways. This is what's wild about how looking at what she has to say. If you believe what she's saying, then the economy's slow.
Exactly.
So it's like, okay. Hey, you stay right there, Dave. We're going to be talking Lean hogs, and we're getting back. We're going to talk the commodities market, folks. We had the Dow Industrials finish up 134, Nasdaq up 43, S&P's up 12.5, gold down 980, silver at $19.76. We're going to be right back, folks.